Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us again. If you're joining us live, make sure you have some comments and some questions. And if this is a recorded version, then leave some there. We'll be sure to get back to you. It is 12:15 on Wednesday. We're doing the Orlando Homeowner Show. I'm Rick Bosley, your host today. We've got Donna Fiore with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. And we're going to talk about some warranty products, but more importantly, how can we use this as a tool if we are a realtor in this crazy, crazy market that we're in? And if you're a buyer or you're a seller and you're looking to win and maximize your value, then stay put. There's some great tips we've talked about, and we're going to maximize this. We'll be right back. All right, thank you. And Donna, welcome. Hello, welcome back. You were part of our 210 Home Buyers, 210 Home Buyers. You were part of our Meet the Pros segment, where we were doing this segment and giving away that Yeti cooler back there. What's pretty cool is the guy who won the Yeti cooler paid it forward, and he said, use this and raffle it off again, and we're raising money for autism. So if anybody out there wants to do that, if you donate $50 towards autism, charity where they're doing a virtual 5K, then you can be entered to win that. So we're actually able to pay it forward twice as much. So that's kind of fun. John Maddox, I see you out there. Hello. He's from Tacoma, Washington. Donna is 210. You're a nationwide company, right?
We are. I'm here in Central Florida, but we are nationwide, and all of our call centers are on U.S. soil as well.
Perfect. So, John, this is relevant to you. Yes, it's the Orlando Homeowner Show, but we're talking with the national brand here. Donna, you and I talked about, we talked about the product last time and what is a home warranty, and we'll touch on that. But more specifically, I want to get in the meat of in March 31st, 2021, when our days of inventory include 18 days of inventory, and houses are selling before the mud of the signpost even dries. They're getting under contract. Multiple offers are happening. We put a house and it's well priced and it's good looking. There's one winner for 10 to 30 buyers who missed out. So you've got some pretty neat ideas of, number one, how can these buyers who have to pay top dollar protect themselves? And number two, some strategic ways that they can maybe incentivize and win an offer. So real quick, give us an intro of you, your role, your title, and a little bit about the company so people know who we're talking to today.
Well, thanks for having me again, Rick. And Donna Fiore, 210 Home Buyers Warranty. We are based out of Colorado, but I am here in Central Florida. And as I said, all of our call centers are on U.S. soil. So if you make a claim or you need to talk to somebody, you're going to get me or you're going to get the team behind me, either in Denver, Texas, or Ohio. And we strategically do that, so different time zones and just making sure that we have availability all the time. I am the account executive for the Central Florida area, but I have a team that is nationwide. So, for example, I just had a referral yesterday from someone moving from Virginia to Florida. So we all talk to each other. We're all team players, and we want to make sure that the client experience is one that isn't complicated. I mean, this can't be complicated, right?
Well, I love that you said that.
Buying things that break and things that need fixed. It's not hard.
Yeah, well, and I love that you say that. Number one, 210 is also a national sponsor and partner with Keller Williams International.
We are.
So we take that with huge merit that says you're not just a fly by the night. You're a vetted company that Keller Williams International has chosen to partner with as well.
And we've been around for over 40 years. And the way we got our name, Rick, and a lot of people don't realize that, is like, why 210? We started out as a company that for 2 years systems and appliance, 10 years structural. So we start out with the builder, and we are the only warranty company that handles the entire life cycle of a home. So from the time it's constructed until it's resold multiple times. We cover the systems and appliances, but yet the foundation and the duct system and the construction and so forth.
Very cool. And I didn't know that. So you've got the history, you've got the reputation, you've got the partnerships, you've got the resources, you've got U.S. soil there. Now let's talk about what exactly does this mean for our Orlando or Tacoma, Washington homeowners. We kind of found the acronym of PEACH last time we spoke, right?
Yeah.
So I thought we could break that down. And if we go to PEACH, we've got P stands for?
Plumbing.
So it's going to cover the plumbing. We're going to deep dive into that. E stands for?
Electrical.
A?
Appliances.
And then C and H.
Cooling and heating.
There you go. So if you need an acronym of going, what exactly does this cover? Now, we can get packages that extend out to the pool or maybe don't include all the appliances. So you can also a la carte this, right?
Well, our appliances are all covered. That's one of the things that makes us different as well. Some others, you have to add the refrigerator or so forth. No, when you get our standard or supreme coverage, you get all the appliances. The pool would be additional because not everybody has a pool.
Not everyone has a pool. Yep.
But everybody does have a refrigerator, I hope.
Yeah, we'd hope so. And nowadays, multiple refrigerators, if not adding one more out to the patio and the wine cooler and everything else. So plumbing. Plumbing has been one of the major changes in the insurance industry. Even a year and a half ago, you could get a waiver override if you had polybutylene pipes. And then around last summer, they said, forget about it, not going to happen. And as of late, this is the first time I've seen it. We had a buyer go under contract and we saw PEX piping. Did you know that there's now a problem with PEX piping? It's pretty new.
I did not know that. And, but you know, it's pipes. Everything in a home is going to disintegrate and wear and tear
away. Yeah. Well, so if we think about the pipes, and we're just kind of going to do plumbing 101, I am not a plumber and I would never even hire me to do any plumbing work. So this is a disclosure that says, take all of this with a grain of salt and validate and verify. But you have different pipes. Copper are the original pipes, and the copper has about a 50-year lifespan. Now, it doesn't mean it won't wear out in 30 or won't wear out in 80, but they say 50 is kind of the lifespan of copper. So if you're looking at a house and it's 1971 or older with original copper pipes, it is on borrowed time.
Yeah.
So we've got to look at that. I was actually chatting with John, who's on there, and he had one of his copper pipes burst, and he had a house in the mid 80s. So it was around 40, even 35 years. So we never know when that's going to happen. Then we fast forward into a different type of pipe. You might have a polybutylene pipe, and that was common in the late 80s and the 90s. And the best way to identify polybutylene pipe is it's gray. It's gray there. Most likely a polybutylene pipe is not going to be what fails you. It's the fixtures around the polybutylene pipes. And so home warranty or insurance companies are going, forget about it. I don't want anything to do with it. Get rid of them. And so then you have two other ones, CPVC, which is the most favorable one right now, and then also PEX. CPVC is kind of that off-white looking one, looks like the traditional pipe you'd see. And then PEX is bright white, thinner tubing, deep blue or royal blue or red. Those are your PEX. So the new thing with PEX, Donna, and this is just good for everyone because it happened on our 4-point inspection. If it's PEX piping older than 10 years old, then about 80 to 90% of the insurance providers don't want to touch it, which means 10 to 20% who will, they get to charge you premium for it.
Right.
So I'm going, for crying out loud, if a house is older than 2011 and it's got PEX, I'm going to have insurance issues already. Because you asked me, so what's the average age of homes sold? And I don't have the actual average or data. Yes, we're having new construction like a maniac out here, but commonly I'm showing and selling houses in the 70s and 80s where we're not there. So talk to me about a warranty. What does it cost? What does it cost after I pay you the lump sum? And then how could it help us during these plumbing issues that might arise?
Okay. Well, first of all, we always look at the source of the failure. So always keep that in mind. If we have a plumbing issue and it's because of a tree root, that's not going to get covered. You know, that's just not normal wear and tear. That's an obstruction that we didn't, happen. But
however, that would probably be under your homeowner's insurance.
Exactly. And that's how the warranty will work. It'll kind of dovetail in with your homeowner's insurance. The source of the failure may be a tree root. That gets remedied, but let's just say that tree root broke the pipe and then caused maybe the line coming into the toilet to bust or something. We'll then take it from the drywall in, so to speak, and remedy that issue. So drain line stoppages, that kind of thing, we do that. But the cost of the warranty, we've got two plans. We'll make it real simple. It's standard for $510 and supreme for $630. The differences, and I like to call them the big rocks, so to speak, that differentiate the two, is the Supreme adds the washer and dryer. It also adds if something needs to be hauled away or disposed of. So if the hot water heater goes out and you have to replace it, it can cost about $150 to have that hauled away. The Supreme coverage will cover that. Same with an HVAC that has to get replaced. The other piece of that is any code violations or modifications. And Rick, you know, and others on the call, that sometimes when something has to be replaced, it's got to be modified in order to work. We offer coverage for that as well. So those are the biggest differences, but there are some other ancillary items that are added in Supreme. But what it does in the plumbing realm is water drain waste, gas and electrical water heaters, toilet tanks, bowls, built-in bathtubs, whirlpools, drain stoppages, primary and permanently installed sump pumps for groundwater. I mean, there's a lot of pieces to a home, and these are just me going off the top of the list here. Interior hose bibs, you know, if you have that connection on the lanai, so to speak, we'll cover that. Pressure regulators, faucets, handles, exterior hose bibs, all of that. So when you start looking at how much it could cost to have any one of those items fixed, it can get pretty pricey in a hurry. And
so
in this
anything that your water touches, you guys are covering with it. So I'm thinking of some scenarios. I had low water pressure coming out of my shower. I called a plumber. He looked at it and found out it was low valves or something. I don't even know what he did. It was a super simple fix. He was in and out in 45 minutes. I paid him a little under $200 for his time and for the parts and what he needed. But it ended up just being something there. But that's something that the warranty would have covered. If I'm going, I've got low water pressure. It's not, I don't have a busted pipe. I don't have anything crazy emergency. It's just really annoying. That's something you guys would cover there.
Yeah. And instead of paying a little over $200, you would have paid $100 service fee.
Okay.
And let's just say he comes out and it is something that would be a homeowner insurance issue, not a warranty. We would refund our service fee back to you.
Okay, perfect.
You're never out anything by having a warranty.
I've got a buyer under contract, and I showed you these pictures a little bit. And we were going to check the pipes because the 4-point did show up with PEX. However, we saw copper. So we went back there and we said, where exactly is this? And this is inside the wall attached to the toilet. And let me find a picture of exactly what it was so our viewers can know what I'm talking about here. Here we go. So when I'm checking behind it, it just popped out. Now here's the crazy part, Donna, is this wasn't our home. We were under contract to buy it. This is still the seller's home. We're there Friday afternoon, and I've got to give a little phone call that says, hi, by the way, we busted a pipe. I turned the main water valve off. We've cleaned up all the water. I've got a dehumidifier coming. But oh my gosh, we had to go get a plumber out there. Emergency. They went several $100s to go out there and fix what we needed. And so you brought up a great point of if I'm selling my house and it's vacant like this one was, and it's actually been vacant for 6 months. And so this was just sitting there. It was an opportunity that they could have had it covered through you guys for minimal coverage. Tell me about that. If you're listing your house, what is the coverage to have it covered? So stuff like this, if it were to happen during a home inspection, because that's when things break, when you kind of shove a little bit. When I just yanked on it, it was just dry rotted CPVC. This thing popped out. That would have otherwise never been touched. Talk to me about that.
I will tell you, my son had a insurance claim for something very similar to that, and he had $8,000 worth of damage. So congratulations to you for checking things like that on behalf of your buyer. A lot of people don't. But had that seller had coverage for $60, we would have had our plumber come out. They would have paid him $100 service fee, and then we would have mitigated his out-of-pocket expense to repair that. Again, looking at the source of the failure, but that looks like normal wear and tear to me. I'm not a plumber.
100% wear and tear. It was the discoloration you see. Actually, it's right here. This is the old stuff. This is the new stuff. You can see the discoloration. So it was just wear and tear, sun and dry rot. So it was a fluke accident and bad timing. The sellers were amazing and gracious and paid for it without any blame. But had I not been able to find where the shutoff valve was, had the house had carpet instead of
Mhm.
solid surface floors,
Yeah.
it could have been a
Yeah.
mess. So we
No,
got off the hook with only a couple $100, but that's where
sure.
it could have been protected.
But the
Question.
fans that you brought in because of the moisture and so forth, the home warranty wouldn't cover for those kind of things.
Okay.
Or if the thing would have broken and somebody was living there and had an insurance claim, but we would have then dovetailed in with the insurance and mitigated some of that plumbing cost to remedy the issue there.
Okay. Hey, we've got another guest on here, Jason, and we were just talking last week. He's got some irrigation challenges. Do you guys do any coverage under irrigation? Is that not
No.
an add-on you could do either?
No, we don't do that. We do extended pipe leak from the home. So for that hose bib or that line that goes from the home to the street, we do have that additional coverage. But we just don't do irrigation because, quite frankly, it's more of a consumable situation.
Okay.
If you're like me and my neighbors, the lawnmower will hit it every week or tear something up. So we just,
Cause of problem, right?
yeah, and we want to
Self-inflicted
make sure
pain.
that we keep our costs down. So when
Sure.
we start adding those kind of things, it just starts to get a little out of control.
I
So
can see that. I can
unfortunately,
see
we
that
don't.
happening. Sorry, Jason. Got to go fix your own irrigation now.
Yeah, but hey, our plumbers are vetted, and you can at least call a good person that we've vetted and that we've gone through the rigmarole of assuring they're good, qualified, vendors to come to your home and help with things like that.
No doubt. Well, that's one of the things I love as well, Donna, is when there's a problem, we call you directly, and we don't have to call. So we've got what's the Diamond commercial? Now you've got a friend of the Diamond business. When we sign up with you, is we've got a friend of the home warranty that we can call you, and you've got it done.
Yeah.
Angela, yeah, it looks familiar. So Angela was with me when that pipe busted there, so she just plugged in. It sounds familiar. So you had mentioned that a way that buyers can be competitive in this market and to
Mhm.
protect their future asset is they
Right.
could offer to pay for this
Yeah.
while under contract warranty. Do they pay for that out of pocket no matter what, or is that settled at closing? How does that work?
Everything's paid at closing. So nobody's out of money. The only money that is paid is if there's a claim and a service fee paid to the contractor. But it's kind of, we're having to shift our mindset right now in this market. Normally, sellers would pay the seller's coverage and sellers would be asked to pay for buyer's coverage. Well, we're flipping the script and going, okay, buyers, you want to be competitive and win an offer. Hey, Mr. and Miss Seller, here's our offer. We're also going to put a warranty on your home to cover the remaining period of the listing while we're under contract. So when we go through inspection, it'll help alleviate some of your out-of-pocket expenses when that repair replacement agreement comes across the table.
Well, and we know from inspection, if it says, AC is functioning well, but it isn't of life budget to replace, we
Mhm.
already know if something were to happen because that home inspector pushed that AC harder than it's been pushed
Yeah,
forever. Then that's when we can go, whoa, time out. We do have that.
sure.
How quick does that come into play? If I make an offer and we get under contract today, and I
Mhm.
call you, is it active tonight?
Yeah. As soon as you list a home or as soon as you go under contract and you have an executed contract with that in there, it gets initiated. You send it to me. I get it done, or our agent services team can get it done.
I
But
like
the
it.
cool part about this whole strategy is it's a partnership. Instead of that buyer standing in front of that seller with their hand out going, hey, this
Gimme, gimme,
isn't
gimme,
up to
gimme.
par.
Yeah,
I want you to pay me, fork it over. It's, hey, we're in this deal together. We're in this transaction together. It's our heart to execute this and go to closing and be done and live our happy lives. It just puts a different vibe on the whole
sure.
team effort. It's like we're in this together.
All right, so now I'm just thinking outside the box here. I'm thinking a real life scenario. In almost every inspection report, we get a honeydew list
Yeah.
of just wonky things, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'll use the one that with Angela that we just most recently did. A couple GFCIs not
Mhm.
working, a couple
Mhm.
grounds that aren't working.
Yeah.
Maybe the pool light is a comment that the pool light no longer functions.
Mhm.
Is that something that's under warranty if it's just a failed, you know, hub or electrical outlet?
In the inspection period with the seller's coverage,
Yeah, if we get the seller's coverage.
yes. The pool light would not be,
Okay.
unfortunately, because it's part of the pool. The pool coverage is a buyer option only.
Okay.
So, you'd push that one off the radar or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you had other electrical items that come up, like the GFCI and so forth, you have the electrician come out, you pay the $100 service fee, and they do all these repairs. And then, while they're there, hey, by the way, can you go ahead and fix the pool light?
Yeah.
They won't cover that under the warranty, but you at least have somebody boots on the ground doing it.
So it's
yeah,
$100 for
service
one
fee.
professional to visit.
Yes.
Is not per item that they fix.
No, it's $100 per trade. So if you've got an AC guy that needs to come out, or an electrician or a plumber, it's $100 per trade per visit. If we
it happens on every inspection report. I feel like that in itself becomes a no-brainer.
Absolutely. So again, that buyer is now a hero with that seller because they're teaming up to help save the seller money. The buyer gets what they want, gets everything fixed, or at least most of it done, and it doesn't cost as much. So it's a team effort. And, and that's where we're part of that transaction as well. And let's just say that none of this on that honey-do list is eligible under the warranty because it is a pre-existing condition. Let's just say the HVAC has been ran into the ground and it's a hot mess. We'll still refund that service fee. But what you have is a vetted contractor that has no stake in the game, so to speak. It's not the seller or the buyer's choice. It's the warranties vendor that says this is what needs to be remedied. So you got a neutral party giving you some more information as opposed to that buyer's inspector or that seller's repair person.
How do you know pre-existing condition? For instance, if the GFCI outlet's been bad for 7 years, they just never cared about it.
That's an easy. Yeah, I'm speaking more of HVAC systems. Those are the HVAC and the roof are the two things that you can tell that have been let go. If the dishwasher stopped draining last week, I'm not going to know, and we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to put a claim in and remedy the situation. And I've had that happen myself. I think I've shared with you in the past, I'm a licensed agent myself in referral status. So I had that very same scenario. The dishwasher stopped draining the day of closing. We fixed it the week after closing. HVAC, you can tell if it's not been cleaned and maintained. You want to make sure that blower motor's been cleaned out and that the things have been maintained. And if you see a system that there's black coming through the vents in the ceiling and they've got 4 dogs and 2 cats and they don't have any record of ever having it maintained, that's something to be of consideration where you would want to have a pre-season HVAC inspection. Have somebody come in.
Is that part of warranty at all as well? If I just want someone to come do regular maintenance, is that part of something you guys do?
We do have a HVAC tune-up yearly. Yes, we do that. But if you, for instance, if you've listed a house or if you've got a buyer that's looking at a house and, I know that you work with inspection companies, what happens is this is a deeper dive. If you've got our warranty on the home, be it seller or buyer, we have a, can't think of the word, optional HVAC inspection. So if you have any concerns, it's like, let me just come in and get a deeper dive and do a 28-point check system. And it passes or fails. So if it passes, yes and amen, 2 tens on the hook. And then if something fails right after closing, we can't come back and go, well, it was pre-existing because we already touched it and looked at it.
Right.
If it fails, then that's a seller conversation. But again, if they've got that warranty, that's going to save them, for the seller, $1,500 in repairs.
Yeah, I love it.
For the buyer, it's unlimited.
Well, on the other end, we were going to go through the entire peach, but I love the route we went down because I think it's so relevant for people because out of the box thinking, especially in this changing market. The other thing you told me that I think is just a great bonus is you automatically write them a check if they have a warranty for a rekey. So if someone buys a house, I think you send them $100 check for a rekey,
they
right?
send us the receipt is what they do. So they'll go and get it changed. They'll call a locksmith, whatever they choose to do to get the locks changed. And they can put a keyless entry in. They can do whatever they want. We're not going to come inspect it. And then they just upload the receipt in the homeowner portal and they get up to $100 back.
Sweet. So so the $510 standard is actually $410 if you're already planning on doing a rekey.
Yeah. And a lot of people use that in their mind to kind of upgrade and add some additional coverage. Like you can add roof leak coverage for $100. So, you can look at it that way if you'd like, just to add additional stuff.
So how do we find all of these different packages? What's the website for you guys?
It's 2-10.com/agent. You can also go to my website, which I'll copy and put that in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the comments here right now. That way, anyone seeing this in the thread, they can see it before and afterward there. Do you see the comments on the top right of your screen?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, click there. That's where you can see that. We've got about 5 minutes left. Let's real quick go through, because you were giving some great expected lifespan, right? When we look at a home, buyers used to have a little more leverage than they have right now. They could go in and go, you know what? We're end of life for these X, Y, and Z things, and so give me some money back. And now they're kind of going, I accept everything as it is, and I will pay your kid's college tuition, and I'll fix your car that I saw was not working out front. Like, they've got to do everything. So real quick, you had a list there. I want to hear, and what she's reporting is not her or my opinion. This is National Association of Realtors data mining. I'll share with you what we're seeing a little bit on our end, but go ahead and give us some of those lifespans there. And while you're doing that, I'm going to copy and paste over this comment so everyone has your specific
comment section. So I sent it to you.
We got it right there, so it's perfect.
So I just pulled a few lifespans. Water heater. They recommend that you drain it once a year to clear out the sediment. Well, nobody does that. So
until now, because on this show you heard it, drain it out once a year to clean out the sediment.
Do it now, but you know. So the water heater, the cost to replace a water heater can be, you know, depending on the size and so forth, it's over $1,000, but the lifespan is about 11 years. So if you're selling homes 10 plus years old, you know, anything can happen there. HVAC, just the AC component alone is about a 9-year lifespan. The whole system is about 20, but we all know that the HVAC is, especially in Florida, is the one that's going to go out first.
Okay.
And then obviously cleaning out debris around the HVAC system to allow for proper airflow. You guys have seen it in inspections where people put bushes around the HVAC to hide it. Well, that's a great thing, but if you don't leave some space there for air to get through, you're pulling and straining on that unit.
Shortening life, sure. Yep.
And then dishwashers. I mean, who doesn't love a dishwasher? Lifespan for that is about 9 years. Okay. And I'm the world's worst at pre-rinsing my dishes, but it's supposedly supposed to help the system maintain and perform longer. But that's about a $600 replacement. So when buyers are coming to the table with a lot of money to win a deal and, you know, foregoing the appraisal and just putting $10,000 more on list or whatever, I'm guessing they're probably tight on money. So if something fails after closing, you don't want them having any of these problems.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that a lot of people think that only the buyer can buy the buyer's coverage or only the seller can buy the seller's coverage. Any and all parties that are part of the transaction can pay for a portion or all of the warranty. The main goal is to make sure that you've got happy clients. It's right there on my little thing. Happy clients.
Happy clients. I love it.
Yeah, you want to make sure that after they get that happy home in their possession, that when something fails, they're like, oh my gosh, the Bosley team hooked me up, or we worked together as the buyer and seller and realtor, and we got a warranty to help mitigate some of our out-of-pocket expense because. Yeah, like I said, somebody's going to go to college. And
one of the worst feelings I had happened about a year and a half ago. I did like a 2-week post-closing check-in. How's the house? Do you love it? Said I do, except I was washing the dishes the other day and it started raining on me from the second-story bathroom because a pipe burst and came through the ceiling, and they had to do an entire demo. Their insurance covered a lot of it, thankfully, but that kind of gave the story of going, things happen. Yeah. And when things happen, it's nice that you have it back. So I love, specifically for me, my biggest takeaway is going to be offering to get the house under warranty, because if a buyer has a house and they're closing 30 to 45 days from now, they need to start protecting their asset now, which is going to be, how can we do this? Because it's going to make negotiations, because sellers don't have to negotiate like they used to because they got 14 people with backup offers. They don't have to give those negotiations back.
Well, and like the pipes that you showed me, what a great phone call that would have been. Hey, Mr. and Ms. Seller, we found a broken pipe, but because we added the warranty on the home per our offer, we're going to call in a claim and get this remedied. Or let's just say you don't have time to call in a claim. You can submit those receipts and mitigate that out-of-pocket expense for whoever paid for that.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to realize the savings, whether it's
Yep.
the buyer, the seller, or you, the agent, who did it just to keep the deal together.
Especially when clients, sellers are out of the house, even more so
Mhm.
when they're out of the area, out of the state.
Yeah.
They don't want to take that burden. Hey, we're against the clock. I've loved this conversation. Again, if you guys are buying or selling, why would you not, for $500 or $600, protect a $300,000 to $800,000, whatever price $100,000 house is,
Yeah.
for that peace of mind? Especially like she said, in that first year when you just depleted your bank account for all the down payments or the upgrades you're doing. Get that peace of mind there. So heavily endorsed 210 Home Buyers Warranty. Our website should be going live any day now. You guys are a preferred partner there at our website, so you can also see your link right there. And I'm going to talk with all of my sellers right now to say, is this something we want to do to move forward? Because I think it just does make sense, especially as, when inspectors are there, they're there to push it. When they do electrical, they go through electrical and they turn on every major appliance and they say, how's a house handling? And so the house is pushed harder. It'd be like if you made me run a half K right now. Then it'd be like, I need warranty
100 degrees and
on
rain.
standby. Yeah. Speaking of running, we are doing that 5K. So if anyone wants to do that, I'd love for you to see right here on this video, on this page, you can see our search that you can support autism as well by running a virtual 5K with us on April 10th. Or donating, and you can have a chance to win that Yeti. So there, a little bit of shameless plug.
My favorite kind.
What's that?
A virtual 5K is my favorite kind.
Yeah, you can ride your bike. You can drive your golf cart if you want through it, however you want to do it. I am not going to scrutinize how you do it, but we'll make it happen. Donna, any closing words to our audience today about your program, or this market?
Just thank you and good luck in this market. And please consider calling and texting or reaching out to me to join you as part of a transaction, because it will definitely make a difference in your referral business for sure, because they'll be happy people when you save them money.
Perfect. I love it. Thanks so much. Have a great day. And you guys, we'll see you next week for another 12:15 show of the Orlando Homeowner. Take care.
Thanks.